a lot of their pocket money, a lot of their money that they, not pocket money, money that they used to live on came from their sponsors. And their sponsors are the guys that you all saw in their trunks and the banners that they would hold up and all that kind of thing. And however, now it's all Reebok. It's all Reebok, and it's getting a little bit of pushback because, are they paying as well as other guys having these other sponsors? They're probably paying the same across the board, and they're spreading it evenly. So the fighters that didn't have very many sponsors are probably happy, and the fighters that were up there in the top of the food chain that had a lot of sponsors, and they're probably not all that happy. Yeah, I've got a good note here. I'll say take not all the money, but take all of this overflow, this massive, just unimaginable amount of cash that funnels through pro sports, okay? And let's just say, let's not take a 1% of that and then pay people $50,000 a year to distribute that like some other charities work. Well, somehow we need to take a lot of that profit. This would be my opinion. Or take a lot of that profit and use it for our educators. Use it for our police force, our firefighters, our EMTs, that people always say thank you at the beginning of this show for, because these really are the people that should be, making six-figure incomes out of the gate. How encouraging would that be to know that if you wanted to become a teacher, that you're going to start out at about $150,000 a year instead of $17,000 a year? Wouldn't you want to invest more into the people that are teaching our children than the people that are running around on the TV screen scoring? And you might ask yourself, so how in the motherfuck would we ever make that shift? And that would be for just fucking become more involved in your community. Don't tune into the game. Go to your kids' game. Become more involved in your community. Become more involved in your neighbors. Don't sit back and complain and not vote. Vote and encourage other people to do that also. Not that you have to impose your will on them. Encourage them to vote however the fuck they want to vote. But vote. Or you don't even have to become involved in your community and to make a difference and make a stand and to influence other people in a positive way. And by that being said, that doesn't mean that they don't need to warp over to your views and your opinions. They just need to think for themselves instead of going with the flow of society, like so many of these tadpoles, these people that just compete with other people, that try to keep up with the Joneses. Fuck that. Become involved in your community. And you've got to do by becoming involved, right, in your community, like getting to know your neighbors, go to a city council meeting. I have questions myself that I would like to ask, and I say, hey, I need to quit being lazy and go to one of our city council meetings and ask a couple of questions, like, what are we doing to the infrastructure of our community to help whenever water comes through here again? Just curious. So, yeah, I mean, but the main thing is to think for yourself and to not just sit back and watch other things go by in the current of life. The way that you can make a difference is look shit up. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. I just want to encourage people to, take a look at things objectively in life. And some of the people that do not have the same views and opinions as you don't have to just dismiss them I would encourage you to sit down and talk to them, debate them. You can argue with someone without fighting. You have differences of an opinion, and a lot of times we'll come to a head with things, and can't we all just get along? That's what they say. So yeah, the economic shift is to let's take a lot of the money from these pro sports and go to our peace officers and our educators. I think that the only thing that keeping us from doing that is the fact that we are in control of what we support in this country. I'm not saying that some of these athletes don't earn a lot of money. I'm just saying, is it really worth billions and billions of dollars for every single... it's just a massive, massive, massive partaking of everything in our country. It's like, I can see sometimes whenever we need things like, people to look up to, role models. However, I don't necessarily see athletes across the board being good role models to our children. And not just by what the cookie cutter, what Big Brother says and what they're representing, their brand. You know what I mean? That does say a lot for a person, but I think a lot of people also hide behind their brand. They can't really be who they want to be because the Houston Texans won't let them be 100%. I know these motherfuckers, some of them got skeletons in their closet, like Eddie Murphy used to say. The bitch never said anything because she's afraid that if she did, she would open up her mouth and a bone would pop out. I think that's how some of these athletes are, hiding behind their brand. Just my opinion. Look it up for yourself. Let me know what you think. I'll be dead honest with you. Even if I was super rich and I could afford a box seat, well, I would have to be, okay, look, let me rephrase this. Okay. Yeah, there's no way. I have been to Major League Baseball games, and I like events, okay? I like to go to drag races, concerts. I've been to a few different sports events, hockey games, football games, baseball games, you know. Baseball. Now, basketball seems to be it goes a little bit faster, it's a little bit more exciting. Doesn't take quite as long for a game from beginning to end. So, I could probably hang with basketball a little bit better than the other ones. But baseball, man, I've been to some long, over 3 hour long games, and boring, and heaven forbid it go into overtime. And it just seems like that's just longer to keep you there drinking beer, buying some fucking $9 hot dogs. And hell, now you can go get, gourmet food, all that kind of stuff. But guess what? You better open your wallet, better open your checkbook for that. Because it isn't cheap. It's probably, I want to say, 5 times more than what it would be, at a regularly going in off the street and getting something to eat. Or whatevs. And I'm sitting here thinking, it's just really boring, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Especially some of the games that I've been to, uneventful. So I'm not to say that, let's say, the only exception where I could probably be entertained, and it wouldn't even be at the game, because I'm a person that would like walk around the stadium and stuff like that. I'm so bored. I've even done that at a concert before. If the concert's not that great, I'll go down a couple levels and see what kind of people are in the crowd, and go down on the ground level and go see who's in the mosh pit, and just go check it all out. Particularly if I'm not real 100% interested in the band. And if we got somebody pulling up, somebody pulling in, somebody pulling through, I'll put them on the studio air right now on the interwebs and see what's what. So yeah, with the exception of maybe the Colorado Rockies, I might be able to hang right there in one of those skyboxes. Yeah, it'd have to be green room skybox, Colorado Rockies. I'm in. Anybody buying? Let's roll. We'll take your helicopter. Mine is having a new sunroof put in it, and moon pedals, and a zero gravity seat, and candy paint, and Corinthian leathers, and my motherfucking airplanes. So I don't know. I think the people that are the only person that's in control of, why we spend so much on jerseys and memorabilia and all of that bullshit, that fucking number 99 on it, or whatever, insert your team here. There are certain phenoms that I could see going through and seeing people spend their money on their memorabilia, such as Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the big time sports fan. I'm talking about Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan came through, it was like a whole nother level. So I could see people Michael Jackson made a lot of money, just not in sports. But Michael Jordan, whenever Michael Jordan, his whole career, and even now, I could see people buying some of his stuff, just or supporting whatever he does, as an investment, because it seems like he always did very well. But just all in all around average, everyday people, spending a lot of money on sports, it seems like it's gotten away from the spirit of the game, and it's gotten way more consumer involved. What will these people buy? What can we sell these people? How can we market it to them? And then the game is kind of, comes in second place. But yeah, my dream would be that educators made way more money, and that we would encourage more people to become educators and to become, at a college level, more people to become instructors, professors, instead of just a certain amount of people that were taught by this college that then went to work for this college. They're going to teach the same thing. We need a little bit more diversity between the teachings of what's going on in the world today, what they're teaching our young people. And that's why a lot of comedians like in the 80s and 90s, college tours were huge. Comedians would go around and do these college tours, and they're, whenever they weren't doing a feature, or they didn't have a comedy special coming out, they would go around and do these college tours. And they all did very well at it until recently, within like the past 5 or 6, 8 years, comedians are more like, fuck that, man. They're too, any little bitty bit of political incorrectness, and we're out of there. And that is coming around full circle too, to where everyone has to be so fucking politically correct that now people like, grandpa, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to say, just like I've always said. And if it offends you, if you need a fucking safe place for that, then you can dick my balls. You can dick my wrinkly balls 2 times. But I'm not just, we're not just on here like trying to say only bad things about sports. Like I said, they encourage fitness, teamwork, all of these things. I'm just saying, at some point, I think that the people in control kind of, kind of just let it snowball into what it is today. And I don't think, if you could go back, let's go back to, it was even becoming pretty commercial, like, even by the I'm going to say the 80s is when it became super big money. Late 70s, 80s is when it became super big money.